Not time for a 5-minute counter. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, we're running a couple minutes behind here, so sorry about that. We got to straighten some things up. Is Andrew back yet? No. He what? He left. For good? Is he returning? On Wednesday? Okay, good. All right. So, I wasn't aware of that. Hey, good morning, everybody. Glad you guys could all be here. I want to welcome our upcoming 6th graders are in the house as well. Guys, just a few more weeks. 6th graders will be here 2 Sundays from now. 2 Sundays from now? Is that right? June 5th? Yeah? 3? 3 Sundays from now. 3 Sundays from now. All of you guys will be getting grade bumped in just a few weeks. On June 5th is our grade bump. Seniors, take your filthy couches and get out of here. So June 5th, we will get our new 6th graders, and it'll also be cleaning day on June 5th as well. As much as I love the smell of that filthy guy room, it's time to clean up. It stinks in there. This past week, smells like a boys' locker room. Now, we are glad you guys can be here. Hey, couple quick things. First of all, how many of you guys were here this past Wednesday? How many of y'all were here Wednesday night? A lot of you. Some of you just aren't playing along, raising your hand. Hey, it was such a good time. It was it was just a fun way to finish strong. We had this, you guys were everywhere in here. It was awesome. It was a good night. So I just want to thank you guys for reaching out, inviting, bringing friends. Just to be clear, I know it was called like end of the year bash. We still do have one more week of Exodus before we'll take a week off. So we do have Wednesday night, this Wednesday. We do have Exodus. It's going to kind of be a fun night. I think, seniors, is that your last day? Is this Wednesday? It'll be a little bit different of an Exodus. We'll have some fun. I'm going to try to get rid of the last of some of our prizes and food and junk. So we're going to have more games and get rid of more stuff. So if you want junk, come on out this Wednesday night. Hey, we're going to have a fun time. After that, we will take a 1 week off. So this Wednesday, you're going to sign up your teams for slip and slide soccer, which is always an awesome time. So we'll talk more about that this Wednesday, but you're going to sign up for your teams this week because the last week of May, we are going to take the Wednesday night off, and then we will kick back on the first Wednesday of June with our first summer nights. FSSN, I forget what Andrew called it. First Student Summer Nights. FSSN. Fussin'. Now, so we do have something this Wednesday. It's going to be a good time. Camp, we all understand camp. If you're not signed up yet, and you're not sure you're signed up yet, there are, from what I think, there's 5 more spots left for camp. 5 more spots. If you are not sure, you're like, I changed my mind. I want to go. You need to text your parents right now. And I know some of you did it last Sunday because when I got home, I saw that there was like 5 more students signed up at 11 o'clock in the morning. So if you're not sure, do it right now. Make sure your parents have you signed up. Or if you're like, oh, you know what, I do want to go. It's going to be a good time. We're putting all those things together, getting forms, everything finalized. We will have a camp meeting for parents and everybody on June 5th as well. So everything's going to be on June 5th. Or if you still have a friend going, you're like, I want to invite a friend. I think they're going to go. Get them signed up now. Get them signed up immediately. And that's it for all that stuff. We do have focus tonight, but we are going to be meeting at the Graham's house. No slide and everything. Can we see that? Can you see that address? High school. We'll all be at the Graham's house tonight at 6 p.m. Tonight the Sprinks are coming to share with us, so we're going to continue on some of our talks about different religions and how to, knowing the difference of those and how to just have good conversations with people. And so they are going to come speak with us a little bit about some of their stuff, and so it's going to be a good time. Bring a notebook, come on out. It's going to be awesome. Anything else I need to let them know about? All right, good. So that is, I think that's all of our announcements. I feel like I'm missing something. Is that all of our announcements? That? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what. I was just looking at that slide. Hey, make sure you check tonight or Monday morning. We will start a new devotional. If you follow any of those on YouVersion, check those out. Get on those. If you're not doing anything else already, this is a good one to jump on into. That'll be sent out to you by tomorrow morning. So, thank you for that, Will. And I think that's all of our announcements that I'm aware of.
I'm not wearing glasses anymore. I've seen enough.
We're gonna. Oh, okay. Come on, man. Timing, Will. Time. They're working with the new computer. Upcoming sixth graders. If you're like, what did that have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with nothing. All right. We just do puns with Will because one time Will did a pun. And I was like, that was pretty funny. So we did another one, and it made some people laugh. And then he just kept going. I believe, Will, did that start your sixth grade year? So just so you know, sixth graders, you can come up with anything, and maybe we'll just keep doing it for years until you graduate. But not puns. That's Will's thing. He's back there shaking his head. Hey, we're going to do a quick game here. What's our team score? Where are we at right now? We got 30 million for sixth grade girls, 40 million for 12th grade guys, 40 million for 12th grade ladies. So today, what we're going to do, upcoming sixth graders, you guys will be playing for the sixth grade team as well. So you guys can play this game. So sixth graders, you just, what? Oh, I'm going to need to take away 20 points to eighth grade boys for not being very hospitable to our new guests. Minus 20 points. Upcoming sixth graders, one rule. Never argue with the man with the mic. All right? Just don't. We will automatically take away points. So, anybody else not like allowing our sixth grader? Okay, thank you. All right. So, you guys will be playing as sixth graders as well. So, sixth grade girls, you've all just about tripled the size of your chances of winning right now. All right. Macias. All right. Do you like that? Are you okay with that? Oh, man. Ben, you still don't want to take off another 5. Another 5 for them. All right. Hey, so here's the game. Actually, I don't know what the game is. Andrew put the slides in for me, and now he's not here. So I think it's, what's the game? Real or cake? I think this is like basically the same as that Netflix show, if it's real or cake, right? So, what I'm going to have you guys do is you're going to stand up. Wait. Should we switch sides? Go to one side if it's real, go to the other side if it's cake. All right, here we go. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. This game is going to be worth 40 million points. So, if there's going to be a picture on the board, if you think it's real. Oh, wait, I'm backwards. I'm reading that screen. If you think it's cake, go to this side of the room. If you think it's something that's not cake, go to this side of the room. This aisle will be the middle line here, okay? All right, we'll go and put up that first slide. Let's see what we got here. All right, if you think it's cake, go to this side. If you think it's a real turtle, just stay on this side. That's... I don't know. I don't know if they blurred. I don't know if they messed with the picture at all to make it look that way. Get off the stage. All right, here we go. We got this many people saying it's real. That many people saying it's cake. Will, what do we got? That is cake. That is cake. If you said it was real, go sit down. If you said it was real, sit down. All right, go to the next one. Stop it. Next one, what do we got? Real or cake? If you think it's a real coconut, go to that side. If you think it's cake, go to that side. No close-up. No close-up. Next person that gets on the stage to look closely is out of the game. Yeah. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. It is Rio. All of you go sit down. All of you go sit down. Like almost all the freshmen. All right, here we go. Way to stay strong. Almost all of them. All right, next one. What do we got, Will? What do we got? Real or cake? Yeah. I don't think anybody's buying that. All right. I don't know. Just in case, Carson. I mean, if it's real, you guys just weeded out a lot of people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is cake. All right, it is cake. What's in the middle? It's gross. All right, next one. We got to hurry it along here. What do we got? Hey, lemon. Real or cake? All right, you got 5 seconds. 5, 4. Is no one saying real? 3, 2, 1. It is what? That is cake. That is cake. All right. You guys could have divided and conquered, man. Here we go. Next one. Real or cake? Real or cake? You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Yeah, too bad. You didn't hurry. That is real. Go sit down. You are not there yet. Go sit down. I said 5 seconds. You got to rush it. All right. Now we're starting to divide up. Next one. What do we got? Real or cake? Ooh. I don't know. Those rocks might be raisins. It's hard to tell. And go. What is it? It's cake. All right, it's cake. Next one. Real or cake? You got 5 seconds. You better hurry. Real or cake? Martine, I like your odds here. I like it. And time's up. What do we got? Oh, I thought that one was cake, Martine. I was with you. Is this it? This is all that's left? Are you guys still in? All right, go to the next one. Go to the next one. Real or cake? Man, if that is cake, that's crazy. If that is cake. Anybody dividing it up? All right, here we go. And time's up. What is it? Real. All right, go to the next one. What do we got? Real or cake? Ooh, a bowl of fruits. Bowl of fruit. Bowl of fruit. You guys are looking too big at the... And what do we got? What do we got? Go for it. Cake. Cake, cake, cake. All right. How many more do we got, Will? 2? Oh, man. Andrew's games, I tell you. All right, next one. It is real or cake? I hope that's cake. That would just be right down there. Right off the head. Real or cake? Oh, then time's up. What do we got? Dang, real. Real or cake? Last one. Last one, real or cake? 5 seconds. 4. McKees, take the win just in case, man. I mean, this is it. This is it. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Oh. All right, what do they got? We need to see how many of each. How many? There's 3 8th grade girls. How many? 4 sixth graders? 5? 5 sixth grade guys. 5 sixth grade girls? 6th grade girls for the win. All right. 6th grade girls for the win. Oh. Minus 40 points for 8th grade girls. Minus 40 points for 8th grade girls. Huh? Yes. 40 million. And minus 40 for Sassy Pants over here. All right. All right. Here's the thing. So, 6th graders, what we do is we do month-long competitions, and at the end of the month, whoever has the most points, the first Sunday of the month, that team gets Lamar's Donuts. So, if 6th grade girls win overall, when you guys show up on June 5th, you all get Lamar's Donuts because you helped them win today. All right. Yeah. Hey, we're starting up a new series, guys. Go ahead and check out this video, and we're going to get into our teaching. Are you guys leaving for the... All right. Hey, upcoming 6th graders, we will see you guys very soon. Have an awesome night or morning, whatever it is. We can't wait. Can't wait to get you guys all in here soon. Not that we were ready to get rid of you guys, but just... Those couches. It's a couch burning day is what we need to have. Just a couch bonfire out there. Just filthy air. Hey, go ahead. Will, play that intro video, please.
In life, we will meet resistance, which can leave us feeling worn down and worn out. But we can find a reason to keep going. Show up, push through, and never give up.
That was intense. That was good. I know. Hey! We're starting a new series here over the next few weeks, and I'm going to really encourage you guys to jump into that devotional. If you're not doing anything on the regular right now, get into it. They're so easy to do on YouVersion app. Takes a few minutes every day. I'm telling you guys, we talk about it all the time. Our biggest goal in student ministry is for you to start making your faith your own, and just diving into God's Word on your own is one of those. That's just one of those ways to start doing it. Not just something you have to do because your parents told you to do, or just go to church and then nothing else happens. So get into it. Be a part of those things. I want somebody tell me your favorite sports movie. Favorite sports movie. Give me Sandlot, Miracle. Is that the hockey? Okay. Miracle, yeah. Remember the Titans. Longest Yard, which the original or the Adam Sandler one? We're going Burt Reynolds, or guess that one's lost on you. But there's like 3 people that laughed, so thank you for that. Yes, the Michael Phelps documentary. Just had to get that in there, didn't you, Martine? That's not the type of race we're talking about, man. Every time I call him Martine, I'm like, I don't know what's going to come out of his mouth, but it always cracks me up. Let me give a couple more, yeah. Blind Side, Field of Dreams. Anyone from over here? Girls are like, not having sports movie thoughts at all. One more, yes. Huh? American. And what's yours? The original Karate Kid. Okay, I mean, Jay, is that a sport? Jay, yeah. If you guys want to have the most aggravating arguments ever, just ask Jay what's a sport and what's not a sport. All right, we'll count Karate Kid. I didn't think Karate Kid, but I guess. Hey, now, why are those your, like, what makes those good movies? What is it about? Yeah. Why? What makes you feel good about those movies? You're watching them succeed. All right, but did they always start out the hero? No. They usually start out like, trash. Okay, I'll use different words. Yeah. Martine, you remember you don't like communism anymore. Remember, we've decided that, Martine. I'm trying to work with my sixth grade guys, all right? We've gotten Martine from less communist to more capitalism. We're working on it. Martine. A neutral free market, all right. The things we talk about, boys. All right. So, we look for those teams because they weren't supposed to win at first, right? They came back. They overcome things. That's what always makes a good sports story. Was it the Kurt Warner one? Was that the one you're talking about? It's called The Underdog Story. Is that the Kurt Warner movie? American Underdog? They literally just went right with the obvious, it's the underdog. Now, this is why we like those things. We like to see the comeback. We like to see the guy that never gives up. Anybody ever see the movie Rudy? It's like an old football. All right. It's like about this kid that walks on to Notre Dame football back in the day when Notre Dame was everything when it came to football. And this kid was never supposed to be on the team, and he keeps getting it. Man, he just gets beat up over and over, overcomes everything, and they're all they want him to get in. He has no business being on the team, on the field. But finally, towards the end, all the stadium's chanting, Rudy, Rudy, and the coach is fine, go out and play a play. And we like that, right? Because you want to see that happen. It would not have been a great movie if halfway through, Rudy was just you know what, you're right. I'm not a very good football player. And he just quits the team. That's not a fun story to watch. None of those stories would have been good if the American hockey team was you know what? You're right. No one's ever going to beat Russia in Olympic hockey. Let's just quit. Bobsledding, it would not have been a good story if people just gave up in the middle. And that's what we're talking about here over the next few weeks, guys. This idea of never giving up. Never giving up and overcoming the things. Now, we hit on this from time to time. Because I know throughout your faith, speaking of making your faith your own, there's a few things in life that will always test and try your faith. Sometimes it's when things are really good. When things are so good that you just you don't even rely on God anymore. Things seem so easy and so good. You're man, my life's so great. You just kind of think you're doing it all. And sometimes we see people kind of step away from their faith during times when everything is going perfect, right? And we forget, the fact that, man, it was God that helped us get us through these things. And then other times, it is when life gets really difficult and life gets really hard. And so on one end, when life's going really good, we're just I don't really need anything. I'm good, man. I did this all on my own. And so we kind of forget about God. But then if things are going really bad and really tough, what do we tend to do with God during those times? Anybody want to be honest? Blame. Yeah. We blame God. We get angry at God. We say, God, why did I have to do this? Why did you make me go through this? And so it's kind of like this catch. It's well, things are really great. I just kind of go through life and don't spend time with God and I forget about it. And then if things are really bad, then I blame God for it. I don't thank God when things are all awesome, but if things are tough, then I get mad at God. And those are normal kind of reactions to things. If we don't check that. If we don't be careful with what we're doing, we don't be careful with our actions. We have to watch those things. We see them in relationships that flow all the time. It happens a lot when guys and girls start dating other people. And all of a sudden, that friend that you're always hanging out with, he's dating that new girl. And all of a sudden, he doesn't have any time for us. He's with her. He's forgot about us. And then what happens when they break up? Yeah, he's hey guys, so what's up? And so it's we these, these flow of relationships can kind of have this if we're not careful and we don't kind of watch what we're doing. And so this idea about never giving up is, what do we do with God during hard times? What do we do when we face these struggles? Because it can be easy to blame God for hard stuff. It can be easy to say, God, it's because of you that all this stuff's going wrong in my relationships or my friendships. God, all this stuff's going wrong with my family, and I came to you for it, and nothing changed. God, look at what's taking place. Or, maybe it's even world stuff. And you're like, how is there a God if this war is taking place, or I saw these images on the news, what's happening? And we can start to kind of get upset with God. And especially when things get really personal, when we're struggling. Maybe it's like a depression and an anxiety. And we're like, God, I don't want to go through this stuff. Why are you putting me through this? Anything that can be difficult or tricky in life. And we can start kind of blaming God. And it's kind of our normal thing of if He's supposed to be there, then how come I'm going through this? If He's supposed to be there, why did I get this injury? If He's supposed to be there, why did this stuff happen to me? And it can be a normal reaction to kind of blame God for these, for this stuff. And we want to look at that because it's in those moments that when we're blaming, we can really start to hurt that relationship with God. It's in those moments where we're if God wasn't there for me here, then why bother? And we can start stepping away from our faith. We've seen it so many times where people are sitting there saying, I became a Christian and I thought everything was going to be great. And my life was supposed to be completely changed, but this stuff still happened in my life. So why bother? And it's when things are good, we don't give God any credit for that. And then when things get bad, all we do is blame God for it. And we want to be careful with that. We want to be careful with that myth that once I become a Christian or if I go to church and I do the right things, everything's going to be perfect. Because maybe, you see a Christian celebrity or an artist and you're like, well, look how great their life looks like. Or, you see a pastor or one of your leaders and you're like, well, their lives look perfect, because they love Jesus and that was supposed to be my life too. But that's not what Scripture actually ever said. In fact, when Jesus would meet with the disciples, He was constantly warning them about, hey, this is what life's going to look like. And I want to look at this because Jesus kind of does two things back to back. So I want to look at this verse real fast and let you guys have some time to talk about this in your group. Jesus is kind of getting ready for His disciples to hey, I'm not always going to be here with you. And He's kind of talking with them, and a lot of His teaching is leading up to that. And in John 16, verse 33, Jesus says, I have told you these things. And what He was just talking about, He's like, I'm telling you these things so that in me, all right, in me, not in the things going on in the world, not in your circumstances right now, but He says, in me, in your relationship with me, you may have peace. In this world, you'll have trouble. And Jesus was constantly trying to get them to understand the difference between the two. The difference between an immediate circumstance that may be hard or difficult, but their relationship with Him. He's like, when your relationship is within me, you're going to have peace. But in this world, there will be trouble. So in the hard stuff that you face, you know that you can still have peace with me. But what's He say there? He says, you will have trouble. It still will be there. You're still going to have this hard stuff. And that's usually where we get kind of hung up on, right? We get hung up on that part. Because we're like, well, no. My worship songs are happy. And we clap and we sing. And so much of the stuff we teach about, we don't teach about trouble. We teach about the joys Jesus gives us and the grace and this full life He has for us. I want that stuff. I want the John 10:10 stuff. Where's my abundant life? Where's my full life? I don't want the John 16 part of it. I just want the good stuff. But that's not how our world is. We have a world full of sin. We have a world full of brokenness. There will be hard times and hurtful things that take place in this world. But that's where Jesus says, hey, in me, you have peace. And so while you want to shake your fist at me, Jesus also, He follows up in that same verse in the second half of it, reminding them where He says, I have told you these things so that in me you have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart. Take heart that I have overcome the world. And I love what Jesus does here because He reminds them, He says, take heart. I have overcome. Meaning, in all of your troubles and everything that you face that is hard, when you stick with Him in that relationship, when you continue to walk with Him, it says you will have victory. You will win. Stay with me through those times. Stay with me through those difficult times, because Christ has said, no matter what you have faced, I've overcome it. No matter what it is, I've overcome it. No matter any sort of hardship, any sort of just awful things that takes place in your life, when we walk with Christ through it, He says, you will overcome it. And that may look different. That victory is going to look different in different ways, but you have overcome it. In those troubles, that is the worst time to walk away. If you've ever watched any scary movie, we've learned that, right? What always happens when they're like, let's split up. You guys go that way. I'll go this way by myself. What's about to happen to that person by themselves? Something bad, right? We know that. And this is what Jesus is saying. Hey, when things get scary, when things get tough, that's not the time to split up. That's not the time to go, okay, Jesus, I'm just going to go off on this on my own right now. No, you stay with me. Because Jesus says, I've overcome it. All of that stuff, all of those fears, all of that scary stuff, like I have overcome it. And that's what I want you guys to be thinking about today. What does that mean? Some of you guys have already gone through a lot of stuff. There's been, in some of your lives, you have gone through some hardships. You've gone through some tough times. I would encourage you in your small groups today, kind of talk about what did that look like when you tried to do it on your own and maybe you got angry at God. What did that look like in your life? Looking back now, can you see maybe how God was working through it? How did God kind of help you get through that stuff? Or maybe you're like, I didn't walk with God during that time, but I look back now and I see how God was there every step of the way. It was hard, it was tough, and it wasn't fun. But man, God was there, and He's used that. And I think that's what's always awesome. Like God uses those things in our life to do things you had no idea He was going to use them for. And so while we may sit there and go, God, why am I going through this? God may say, I'm going to use this. Well, you got to stay with me. Just have peace knowing we will get through this. I have overcome any of these things that you face. And so there's just a few little things here I want you to think about. When you do face hardships, when you do face hard times, when something just gets confusing in your life and that natural reaction is to go, God, why? Just know that it's okay to have that feeling, but what do you do with it when that happens? And so one of the things is to really think about, okay, what is really happening? Like really break down what is really happening in my life right now. What am I really angry at? Am I really angry at God, or did I create this? Because sometimes we create our own big problems. Sometimes we are the ones that started some of this stuff. So start really thinking, what is really happening? And then kind of walk yourself through and go, okay, how is God in this situation? How can God use this situation going down the road? I have a choice. I can just, throw away God and I can shake off this relationship. Or, all right, during this time that's really hard, can I say an honest prayer and go, God, I don't know what's going on. And I'm kind of upset about it. But Lord, I need you in this circumstance. I need you in this time. Those honest, real, raw prayers. That is what God's saying. Hey, it's okay to come with me. It's okay to say that with me. I'm here. Just keep that relationship going. Keep with me. And then stick with it. Stick with it. I mean, it sounds like such a simple thing, but it's not. And we know that. But this idea of never giving up is just what God has said. Hey, walk with me. Don't give up in the circumstance. Don't give up in what you're going through right now. You stay with me. We'll get through it. And you're going to see how God uses that. It may have a way bigger impact than you ever realized. And so, these are one of those things. There is not a single Christian, a single person who has gone through a lifetime of faith that did not have hard stuff happen to them. And every one of them will tell you, yes, this happened. And in that moment, it was awful. But this is how God used it. They always have a way of like, this is what God did with that after we got through it. And so talk about that in your small groups. Just share what that looks like for you guys. Share when those times are hard. Share when you have times and you question where God's at in those times. Maybe you've gone through it. Talk about how you've gotten through it. Talk about maybe how God's used some of that stuff in your life. Just be honest. And that's what God really wants in these times. When it says never give up, it's not saying fake it, just act like everything's great. He just says don't give up. Don't give up. I used to run all the time. And some of you guys, not run like some of you run. I run like I hate this, but I have to do it. And there will be times when it didn't look pretty, all right? You start out like that stride and you think you're going well and, you're just cruising along. And like by mile 3, for me, that was like my pushing point. And it was like, I'm dying at the end of that. Like my form is not the same. I'm no longer like, all right, chest up, breathing in this way, keep my elbows up here because that's what I was told. And I'm running. And by like that third, mile when it's hot, I'm chucking along like this. It didn't look pretty, but all I would ever keep telling myself is just keep going. Just don't stop. Because I knew if I stop and I start walking, and I don't know if you've ever done this in exercise and stuff. You're like, I'm just going to walk for a minute. And then I'll start running again. I'm like, I'm not going to start running. And I would just end up walking the whole way. So it may not look pretty. It may be tough sometimes. But God just says, don't give up. I'm there. Just don't stop. And so I'm going to pray, and I'm going to let you guys go on to your small groups. Talk, be honest, and get into this stuff and look for that devotional on the YouVersion app, all right? If you're not friends with us, go to FSM. Don't go to me. Go to FSM Blue Springs. Make sure we're friends on YouVersion, and we're going to send out this app for everybody. I'd encourage you to jump into it if you're not already doing something. God, Lord, I thank you for this day. Thank you for these students. Just thank you for your word. Life is hard sometimes. You never said it wouldn't be. You've just told us there will be trouble in this world. But you've overcome these things, God. You have a way through them. And that is our relationship with you. Walking through these things with you. Taking these things to you, even when we don't understand it and it hurts. God, thank you for having that relationship with us. That you didn't say, hey, figure it out on yourself and then come back to me. You said, I will be there with you. So, God, I pray during our small groups we can be honest. We can talk about these things and share how we've gone through them or share what we're going through and how you've been there, Lord. Amen. All right, go ahead and go on to your small groups, guys. Leaders, make sure in your side rooms that you turn off the lights and pick things up before you leave today.